Why I tend to avoid drag and drop website builders. The reality is, for me, as someone who actually knows how to code, it is actually faster for me to code using basic code editor and writing out the code that I want to build the website that I want. It is faster for me to do this than to try to use a drag and drop builder. I find them mostly clunky. A lot of times they're kind of limiting. If I'm trying to style a block, I have to style each block's individually typically, and then I find that takes up more time for me than if I were to create a code that is able to style a bunch of things at the same time. So while I guess the rest of the world tends to find drag and drop builders as things that are faster and easier for them to use, I think when you actually learn how to code, those things become limiting and slow. And so I find it much easier to understand things by understanding the fundamentals behind it rather than trying to use these intermediate interfaces that are supposed to make my job easier and actually, in reality, make it harder for me personally to use. So while other people may find these drag and drop builders, these visual designers, faster and easier, for someone like me, it's actually faster and easier for me to code, because trying to pick a menu of colors is less fast than me just knowing what the hexadecimal code of the color is and plugging that in. And that just comes with time and experience. So I think that if you take the time and experience to learn how to code yourself, then you'll find the same thing. That once you get adept at coding and learning this new language, that some of these things that were in the past meant to make your work faster actually slow you down. So I know that I run contrary to most people. They feel like they work faster with these drag and drop builders. For someone like me who's been coding, it's actually not that much faster for me to use those things, because I have to spend as much time learning how to use them as I could when I could just code the website the way I know how to code it. So that's the experience I've had with most of these things that are supposed to make your job easier, is that they actually make my job harder. I think if you start to learn how to code and spend time, then you'll kind of find the same thing. Presented by Designers Learn Code.